Up in Cos Cob, Connecticut, Harry Powers and his wife, they live down on Suburban Avenue, took the auto out of their garage and put in a heap of machinery. Young Dick Powers and his kid brother keep the place tidied up so as their father, Harry Powers, can get right to work in the garage making machine tools on subcontracts for the big airplane plants around Cos Cob. The government calls this a four-man shop, Harry says. They don't count me and Mrs. Powers, but we work here too. They count Gene Salvatore, though. Gene goes to high school, but he comes to work at the garage just as soon as school lets out. And they count Joe the milkman. There ain't been a day since the plant opened that Joe ain't showed up. One job ain't enough for him. When Joe gets through delivering milk to the people in Cos Cob, he drives over to the garage, takes off his white coat, and gets to work. Joe and Gene used to be on the same bowling team, but ain't no time for bowling now. Sometimes the milk truck's parked out in front of the garage, 10, 11 o'clock at night while Joe's working this late. Ever since Pearl Harbor, Harry and his helpers been working 16, 17 hours a day making these machine tools. Tweezers, yokes, bucking bars, riveting anvils, pneumatic hammer jaws, reamers, hinge pins, the machine tools they make airplanes with keep coming out of the Powers garage 6 days a week, 16, 17 hours a day. When Mrs. Powers ain't housekeeping or cooking for the men, she's down working with them. It's the same for the boys when they get home from school. Except on Sundays, none of them get any time off. Once Harry figured he needed a rest. He went off on a fishing trip, but he couldn't sit still long enough to catch fish. He came home the next day and went to work. But when the Powers are expecting a visitor, they get cleaned up, particularly if the visitor is James Forrestal, who's Under Secretary of the Navy down Washington. Mr. Forrestal came to Cos Cob because he wanted to see Harry Powers and his wife and his sons and his helpers. He wanted to give them the Army-Navy E for Excellence. It wasn't much of a day for weather, chilly with a good breeze coming off the sound.
I think there is no occasion in which I have participated that I have had more pleasure and more pride in my country than being able to give you this symbol. I congratulate you.
Now the Powers don't take much time off, as I've said, but when you get a big flag from the government, you want to sort of break it out. And the flag looks mighty pretty to the family, flying over their garage down on Suburban Avenue. The same flag that's flying over other war plants, 1,000 times bigger than the Powers place. But they don't hang around for more than the feast. They get back to work.